Amit Bharadwaj is live with me. Amit, on site. Amit. Yes, Amit, coming to you.
Yes, Shiv.
Yes, Amit, just take us through what the very latest is at this point of time. 2 meters to go, says General Atta Hasnain. But this feels like the final phase. Is it the final phase, Amit?
Indeed, Shiv, this is the final phase. This is the timeline that we have been waiting for, the visuals that we have been waiting for the past 17 days. You know, these workers have been stranded out there for 17 days. And right behind me, you know, all the ambulances are lined up. They are lined up on the track which was prepared by the BRO for the movement of the heavy machinery up to the hilltop. And right there, the visual since noon, what is coming is actually, you know, these ambulances lined up. And many of times we have seen these ambulances going inside the Silkyara tunnel. Maybe the entire recce of the road map is being done. The place where I'm standing is the 0 mile of green corridor. You know, entire green corridor has been marked out by the authorities out here for the past 4 or 5 days. They have made several drills about the movement of the ambulances. A pilot escort vehicle is going to be the first vehicle in the green corridor, and after that, all the ambulances you will see moving one after other, taking these workers in the ambulances, and along with them will be the family members of those workers who have been stranded here for the past 17 days. You know, these are final technicalities which are being dealt with. We were hoping that maybe by 6 or 8 in the evening, these workers will be out, but there's nothing to worry. You know, if there is any delay happening, these are the technical aspects. I've been saying this continuously, Shiv. Even in our previous conversations, we have said the focus of the agencies is now to get these workers safe and safe and secure, to ensure their safety in terms of health as well as other conditions. And along with that, the safety of the rescuers is equally important, and that is why this morning, when it was very clear, rather in the night itself, when it was very pretty clear that the horizontal tunnel is bringing breakthrough early, the vertical drilling was stopped, and that was done because the rescuers didn't want a situation where you have the debris coming down, more rocks falling down, or the iron frames coming down, threatening not only the 41 workers who are stranded on the other side, but also the rescuers who are doing it from this side, from the portal. Very important, Shiv, part that even the opening of the rescue tunnel has been secured now. We have a frame of sorts which has been put in place.
Yes.
You know, as you were just listening to the briefing from the national capital as well, the focus is also to stabilize the rescue tunnel. So all factors are being counted in, but we are waiting for those visuals of 41 workers stepping out of the tunnel one by one.
And that really is the visual that everyone is hoping for as quickly as possible. You know, one wonders whether we'll actually see them walking out, or will they be, you know, taken directly into those ambulances to be moved out of that location as quickly as possible. That's something we're hoping to see happen in the next few hours, hopefully not stretching till tomorrow. But very importantly, and Ashutosh Mishra, who's been on site for 17 days, is also live with us. Ashu, important point mentioned there by Lieutenant General Hasnain when he says that none of the current efforts are being discontinued. Even though the horizontal lifeline has almost reached the workers, the vertical drilling has not stopped. So they're keeping all of the backup plans active at this point of time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have been reporting that the other options were halted for a while, considering the main focus area, but those operations were never suspended. In fact, on 28th of November, there was a plan of a perpendicular to the tunnel, a side drift which was measured up to 180 meter length. In fact, all preparations were done. Even as we speak, there are team on the top of the hill exactly where the vertical drilling was taking place. It was halted considering the breakthrough which was very close today, and when the manual drilling started, and it went very successfully, very smoothly, because there were no major obstruction. Of course, at the end, when there was 2 meters left, there was a metal pipe, 3 to 4 pipes were there, and they were cut down by the gas cutter and the conventional method these the rat hole miners use. So clearly, the major challenge at the moment is not any major obstruction. Everything has been cleared out, but sending a particular rat hole miner in a narrow passage is easier, but you have to use a narrow passage, escape tunnel, a mini tunnel, micro tunnel in the debris for the evacuation. So exactly at the end of the debris, you cannot restrict it and you cannot start evacuation. Because remember, there could be suspended heavy metals like rod, iron pieces, metal arch, and if that falls down, this will not only be a potential threat for those trapped workers, but also for the rescuers of the NDRF and SDRF who are on the across side. So the idea is, let the pipe, they have already welded the last pipe.
Yes.
They have already breached the mark. They have already made a breakthrough. Now the idea is to push the pipe at least 3 to 4 meter from the safe zone, from the threat zone, which is exactly the borderline. Because now you have the debris actually in a slopey way.
Yeah.
Now crossing 3 to 4 way, the auger machine, because there is no blade, you have to push it through the machine. And very carefully, because if there is any bend in the pipe, this will potentially jeopardize so far all these efforts.
Yes.
So very carefully, taking time with precision, slowly they are pushing the pipe, and maybe in an hour or so they will be able to go beyond the end of the debris line, 3 to 4 meter, and then the platform is already being made. Once they made a platform, it will be easy to them to rope with that, belt with that stretcher equipped and wheel equipped with wheels, and then the evacuation will take place.
Correct.
Every personnel may not take more than 70 to 75 seconds, as it has been measured during the mock drill shift.
Okay, so 70 to 75 seconds per man. So, the overall, it could take somewhere less than an hour to bring each of those men, all of those men out, which is a very, very heartening figure. Ashu, continue to stay with me. I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. Quickly want to remind, because things are now moving very, very rapidly. We are given to believe that the rescue operation could happen very, very fast. Here are the top developments coming in. A Chinook helicopter, that's a real image of that Chinook helicopter that's been deployed, landing at the Chinyalisore airstrip, which is very close to the Silkyara tunnel mouth, where the 41 miners are trapped right now. It is estimated that it will take 3 to 5 minutes each to evacuate the 41 persons, not 3 to 4 minutes at least. The entire evacuation is expected to take 3 to 4 hours. Well, just as the operation nears its successful end, rescue teams are poised for, they posed for the camera, I beg your pardon, with smiles and flashing victory signs. This is right before they hit the area where the trapped workers are. Ambulances, stretchers and oxygen cylinders have been sent inside the tunnel along with the rescue teams. Meanwhile, preparations are complete at a community health center in Chinyalisore in Uttarakhand, very, very close by, for the treatment of the 41 workers. They will be brought here immediately after they are rescued and brought out of the Silkyara tunnel. Now, moments before the final rescue, family members of the stranded workers have been called to the tunnel as the operation intensifies. They are en route to the collapse site along with bags, waiting to meet their dear ones after 17 nightmarish, harrowing days. Well, in a solemn display of hope and unity, international tunneling expert Arnold Dix, who you saw first here on India Today, joined hands with a priest in prayer for the safe evacuation of 41 construction workers trapped inside the tunnel. This is an image that has gone more viral than any other today. Meanwhile, in a big breakthrough, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Dhami says the final section of the exit pipe to reach the trapped workers has been laid. Evacuation process is to begin very, very shortly. He said this a few hours ago, and that still appears to be the case. Meanwhile, Union Minister General V.K. Singh continues to remain at the rescue site, taking stock of operations with other officials. Remember, the army has also become deeply involved directly and via the Border Roads Organization. Security has also been tightened at the rescue site. Heavy police deployment has been made outside the tunnel for smooth evacuation of the 41 trapped workers, which is likely to take place this evening. In fact, garlands have been brought to the Silkyara tunnel rescue site in anticipation of an early rescue of the 41 trapped workers. Those are the garlands you see there. Well, as the rescue operation hopefully nears the end, people outside the tunnel have been heard chanting Jai Shri Ram as they pray for the return of the trapped workers. And let me take you straight back now to the Silkiara tunnel area where the rescue operation is in its final stage. Mosmi Singh is live with me. She's been there as well. Mosmi, very, very tantalizing moments here because the family members have been called to the tunnel site. We can see images of all those ambulances. We've seen the hospital beds on the ready. People carrying garlands. There is an electric air of anticipation that the rescue is very, very close, very, very imminent. The difficult question that we need to ask right now is, could it happen today or could it still spill over into tomorrow?
Absolutely, Shiv. These are very nervous moments because there was a long wait of 17 days, and perhaps in the afternoon there was a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement because it was as if just minutes from then, the workers would be out. But then, the briefing that happened in Delhi, and it was said that 2 meters drilling is drilling, perhaps manual drilling is still left, and that actually has put on hold the entire plan for celebration. It is a wait. They are waiting eagerly. You can see the entire stage is set for receiving the workers. 2-3 ambulances have been ferried inside. But the sun has already set, so it's dark outside. The administration is sorting out the logistics, how and where the workers would be taken from Chinialisore, where a 41-bedded hospital has been readied. But the family members are also waiting, and the temperatures are dipping. It's like often the last wait becomes very, very grueling, and everybody is waiting patiently. We are told that the welding work has started. The last pipe is being laid out. We've spoken to the top officials of the central government in the afternoon, and at that time it seemed that the final rescue operations were about to get over in an hour. That was about at 3 o'clock. So there have been several delays. Perhaps this is just an example of how difficult this operation has been. Every day there have been ups and downs and climaxes and anti-climaxes that the agencies have faced, and still they have held on. And that's one reason that perhaps very soon, perhaps a little later in the night, we will see the smiling faces of workers meeting their family members.
Let's really, really hope so, because it's cold there. There was some rain earlier in the day. The weather could actually worsen in the days ahead. We'll talk about that after this very short break. Mosmi, thanks very much for the moment. I'll keep coming back to you. Our reporters on site there, whether it is Ankit, Mosmi, Ashutosh, Amit, doing an absolutely amazing job, sensitively covering a story that involves the emotions and the anxieties of families. And that's the reason why I say it once again, India Today continues to be the most watched channel on all 17 days of this rescue operation. Let's pray with our fingers crossed that these 41 men emerge from their tunnel trap today.